Adams County Sheriff kicked down my door. Then I heard the glass break. They found no kidnapping victims, just some lemon pound cake. Mama's lemon pound cake. It tastes so nice. It made the sheriff wanna put down his gun and cut him a slice.
Of what? Of what?
Lemon pound cake. He wanna put down his Glock. Lemon pound cake. Trending on TikTok. Lemon pound cake. He's a family guy. Lemon pound cake. The munchies because he got hot. Lemon pound cake. Pound cake. He's a Adams County Sheriff. He's hungry and he's big as hell. He was sniffing for weed. Then he smelled another.
Hey guys, welcome back to E-Bike Random Adventures. Today we're going to be taking a look at the MEGAWHEELS D2 electric dirt bike. This little bike does have some pretty good specs, guys. They do say it peaks out at 3,550 watts of peak power, has a top speed up to 40 miles per hour. This one does have a 48 volt battery and it is 26 amp hours, so you get a little bit more capacity on this battery. And they do say the bike can have a range of up to 53 miles. That's going to be in optimal riding conditions, of course. On this MEGAWHEELS D2, you do get a full suspension. It does have the dual crown fork suspension set up in the front. There are no adjustments on these front stanchions. It does have the adjustable spring in the rear with the monoshock. This one does have a keyed ignition right down here in the middle, and you do get a full twist throttle on this one. The bike also comes with large hydraulic brakes. They do have the 190 millimeter rotors. Let's talk about the overall size of the bike. This one does have a seat height of 28.3 inches, and they do say it can fit riders from 3'9" up to 5'9". I am a little bit taller than that at 6 foot tall, but I am going to ride the bike anyhow. The website does say the net weight of the bike is 130 pounds, and it does have a 243 pound weight limit. This is their regular version of the D2, so on this one you do get the 14-inch tire setup in the front and the 12-inch tire setup in the rear. If you need a larger bike, they do have a D2 Pro version that has the 17-14 tire setup. I am 6 foot tall with 32-inch inseams. Let me sit on the bike and show you how I look. Real easy to step over for me. And of course I do have about 2 or 3 inches below me here. Does have a nice soft suspension, guys. It's actually really soft. Nice. Okay, let me get you in here a little bit closer, take a look at the bike, then we'll take this thing for a ride. Here's a look at the 14-inch front dirt bike tire. It is 6114 and it does have a very aggressive off-road tread. All right, guys, here's a look at the front fork suspension. You do get a number plate on the front. It says MEGAWHEELS 01. It does have a long front fender, and you do get a triple beam headlight on the front. Following the frame back, this is your charging port right here on the side. There is a charging port directly on the battery as well. You do get the red and black color scheme. It does have a nice long red bench seat. It does say MEGAWHEELS here on the side, and the bike does have a metal skid plate down here on the bottom, which is pretty awesome. Under the seat is your adjustable rear spring and monoshock. In the rear, you get this big beefy 12-inch dirt bike tire. It is sized 80-112. This one does have the large single piston hydraulic calipers with 190 millimeter rotors. You get the same large hydraulic brake setup on the front. The controller is mounted right here in the front of the bike, guys. This is great for cooling. This is a Voltal EM85 controller that can output 85 amps. All right, guys, the bike has a keyed ignition right here in the center to turn it off and on. You can use the same key to open the seat. Let me open the seat, show you what's underneath there. Lift up the seat here. We can take a look at the battery. The battery is mounted up here in the front. It is removable and it does have a handle on it. You can unplug the battery right here. It is bolted to the frame, but you can take it out. The battery is 48 volts, 26 amp hours. The max discharge amps are not listed on the sticker here, but that controller could theoretically put out 4,000 watts at 48 volts. All right, let's turn the bike back on right here. Let's take a look at the display. It is a color display. It does have the plus and minus for your power level. It does have 3 levels of power. You can cycle through odometer, trip, average, max, voltage, and timer. Back to odometer. You get a large mile per hour reading right here. Let's see how fast it goes right out of the box. All right, level 3 let us run up to 39.5 miles per hour. This is your light switch, guys. My switch is broken, so I am waiting on the new one. You do get rounded hand grips, and the back brake is over on the left side. Over on the right side, you get your full twist throttle and your front brake. All right, let's go for a ride. All right, guys, I'm out here on the MEGAWHEELS D2 electric dirt bike. I do have the speed app running. We are going to go through these modes and see what the speeds are and see how accurate the speedometer is. Let's try mode 1 first. Pretty torquey even on mode 1. Pretty fast on mode 1. Well, mode 1 is showing us 24 miles an hour, and the GPS is running 22 miles an hour, so 23 miles an hour. So the speedometer is pretty accurate, guys. It's within 1 mile per hour of what the onboard shows with the GPS. All right, we are here at the hill, guys. We will check the hill climbing ability on mode 3. When we get to the top, we'll check what mode 2 can do, and we'll check the top speed on mode 3. Let's see what we can do on this hill climb, guys. Let's go. All right, this bike is torquey, guys. It wants to pick that front wheel up, so. Flying up the hill. All right, guys, the bike is running 35 miles an hour up the hill. Super fast. I even had to let off because the corner was coming up, so it's very rare that I have to let off on the hill climb. I've only had to do it on, I think, 1 or 2 other rides, so I will verify if that 35 mile per hour onboard is 35 miles per hour on the GPS, and then we'll really know what our hill climbing was. So I'm gonna run up to 35 onboard, see what the speed shows on the GPS. So this bike ran up the hill at a very impressive 33 miles per hour, GPS verified, guys. I did have to let off at the top because I was going just too fast for the hill. Let's check what mode 2 can do for top speed. Plenty of power on mode 2. And mode 2 is cutting us off at 30 miles an hour. 30 on board, 28 on the GPS, mode 2. Let me put this in my pocket. Do an acceleration run, mode 3. Got to keep this front wheel down because this thing wants to pick up. Had to lean forward on it. 25 already. 30 already. 35 already. Let me tuck and see what we can get. All right, guys, I was seeing 39 on the onboard. Our max speed with me on it at 215 pounds, registered out at 38 miles per hour, GPS verified, guys. This is definitely a fast little bike. So they claim 40 miles an hour on the bike. This thing may very well go 40 miles an hour with a little bit smaller rider, but it went 38 GPS verified with me on it, which is pretty dang fast. This is also a tunable controller on this one, guys, so this bike can be tuned up even for a little bit more power. Since we don't know the actual max amp output of the battery, it's a little hard to calculate how much power you would be able to get out of this, but the controller that's on the bike theoretically could peak out at about 4,000 watts of power, which is about 500 more than they claim it can do, so you just have to have the battery amps to do it. And this thing can rip. You can run with traffic here. All right, guys, let me flip it around. We'll get up to 20 miles an hour. We'll check these brakes out. These are the same brakes that are on many of the other pit bikes, 190 millimeter rotors. Pull them at the end of this pavement here from about 20. And they can absolutely shut this bike down. This one actually gripped in really well. Some of them don't grip in really well. It just depends what kind of tread pattern they have on them, but this one really bit in. I mean, it took us like 12 feet to stop from 20 miles an hour, guys. Super impressive. And the other thing about the brakes, they just feel really good and strong. Let me pull them one more time just to show you. I mean, they're just like really good brakes. All right, guys, let's go do some off-roading here. Go ride the trail a little bit. Got a pedestrian. Quite a few people out here today, guys, so I gotta watch out. Let's fly across the dam here. This little bike can rip, guys, absolutely. Let's head up the hill. Look at the deer. This one has really good torque, guys. It does say 204 Newton meters of torque, and I can definitely feel all that. Not gonna lie, this feels like one of the more powerful 48 bikes that I've ridden. Let's go hit up the tough hill here, uphill, tall grass. Actually had to let off, it's just too fast. All right, guys. I'm gonna tell you right now, guys, I had a MEGAWHEELS e-bike I tested, and this is my first time trying their dirt bike. Do not sleep on this dirt bike. This one is tough. This thing can move, guys. For a 48-volt bike, I'm quite impressed actually here. I've had to slow down multiple times because the bike is just too fast. Let me start from a dig here on the bottom of the hill. Let's go. Put my weight down on the nose. All right, so from a dig, just took us up the hill there, 15 miles an hour. I tested a 2,500 watt dirt bike over there just yesterday, and it only got up that hill 7 miles per hour. This one went up the hill double that speed. This thing is tough, guys. As far as getting that front wheel up, the bike can do power wheelies, guys. Without even pulling back, it can just power wheelie. So you can definitely get that front wheel up on this one. I don't have the brake sensor off on the left, so all I can do is a power wheelie at the moment. The bike can definitely wheelie, 100%. Pretty effortlessly, actually. So the bike can fly. This one does make a bit of noise. It's more like the Yasma or something similar on the noise level. It's not as quiet as a Valtinzu, but the bike has better torque. It really rips. You might not be able to go quite as incognito on this one since it does make some noise, but it's still way quieter than a gas dirt bike by far. All right, guys, let's check the overall steering lock over here. That's as far as it turns right there. Let's see if you can turn around in a single lane with this. I don't think you can. No, you're gonna have to do 3-point on this one, but that's fine. When you are rolling out, it does have a pretty good turning radius when you're leaning into it. Certainly does. Let's hit these bumps here. Nice and soft on the suspension. If you want to get 53 miles out of a bike like this, it's possible in mode 1. This bike is geared a little bit more towards youth riders and young people that are probably lighter than 215 pounds. So riders like that are going to get some super great range out of this bike. Heavier riders like me that are out here ripping around all the time, I tend to get about between 20 and 30 miles on a bike like this. All right, guys, the bike is very capable off-road. That was a whole lot of fun. I was really surprised with the power level. Since this is a dirt bike, technically not supposed to be out here on the street, so I do need to Mind my manners. Hopefully if you're not riding too crazy, you're not gonna upset anybody. I will pop back off over here in the grass. Try to keep it off-road as much as I can today. Dirt bike riding through this town is really going to stand out. There's no dirt bikes around here. Especially this little ripper. I do love the sound though. Let's pop off this curb here. Let's see how it feels. I didn't even get off my seat. Wasn't bad at all. So this thing can ride really nice in the road, guys. It really maintains its top speed effortlessly. Like, it's not like struggling to get up to top speed. Gets you up there real quick, and it can hold it. So I've ridden the bike about 7 miles off-road so far, mostly off-road, and I've just dropped my first battery bar. And I've been on mode 3 most of the time. I do want to see how it feels over these bumps here. Not sure if I want to get any air today, but let's see. Can definitely cross the deep stuff. Heck yeah, guys. Call this thing the Little Ripper. I do love how the bike feels out on the road. Pretty impressive on the speed. We're hitting over 40 right now, 41, slight downhill. And it can maintain that 38, 39, no problem. They did say the bike could fit riders from 3'9" to 5'9", but at 6 foot tall, I feel pretty comfortable on this bike. Of course, I would feel a little bit more comfortable on their D2 Pro version with the 17-inch tire on the front, 14-inch tire on the back. That's going to be a little bit better sized bike for a rider that's 6 foot tall. But I actually fit pretty dang well on this one, and it has plenty of power. What is this? Somewhere I'm not supposed to be. Yeehaw! I'll put a few more miles on the bike when I get back to my area, guys. I will give you my final thoughts on the MEGAWHEELS D2 electric dirt bike. Alright guys, rolled back into my area on the MEGAWHEELS D2. I rode the bike on high speed the whole ride, guys. Let me show you what we did for range on this ride, riding at that high speed. I did put 15 miles on the bike today, and it is sitting at 3 battery bars. Even when I was riding around under load, it was still sitting at 3 battery bars. So it's looking like this bike can easily get somewhere between 20 and 30 miles of range when you are riding on the higher speeds. Drop that down to those lower levels, and you might get the range of 50 miles that they're talking about. Let me just sum up this MEGAWHEELS dirt bike as simply as I can for you guys. Fast and fun. This thing was really fun to ride, guys. This thing has a lot of power. I've ridden a lot of 48-volt bikes, and the torque really comes through on this one. This one felt very powerful. This thing can do a power wheelie, guys, and if you like to do wheelies, you're gonna easily be able to get the front wheel up on this one. Another advantage of having the 26 amp hour battery on this one versus the 20 amp hour batteries that some of the bikes have is this one held its voltage and strength a lot longer through the ride. Even at 15 miles, it was still doing top speed. Let me list a couple things off that might be some negatives for people. This one does not have any tail light on it. The chain makes quite a bit of noise, guys. This one's a little bit louder like a Yasma is. And the seat is not very comfortable, but that is normal for this class of bike. Overall, this is a pretty great bike though, guys. I was pretty impressed with the power level, how this thing could rip with me on it at 215 pounds. All right, everyone, if the MEGAWHEELS D2 electric dirt bike is the bike for you, I will put the link for this one in the description below the video. Please hit like and subscribe to the channel for more e-bike, scooter, and dirt bike content like this. I really do appreciate you guys watching. I will catch you in the next one.